the field to the studio to your ears and eyes today. I got it right this time.
Look at that.
Welcome back. Me and Bryson today.
Real quick.
Rocking a baseball, a different baseball one. It's a new one, a little special edition kind of deal.
Yes.
Special moments, something weird.
Special moments.
What are we doing today, Bryce?
we got catchers. We're talking. I know we always do the weekly, and that's usually what I'm jumping on. But we've done weirder baseball ones like 30-team breakdown. Done the postseason moments. We're gonna go over top 5 catchers. Got an all-time list. We got a current list, and then we got some prospects at the end we'll throw in. But Carter, how are you doing today?
I'm good. A little bit tired from work, but all in all, good day.
Heck yeah.
How are you?
Same. I mean, work early, but I mean, we're recording before 6 o'clock tonight, so I can't complain.
Hey.
But
whenever they're listening to this.
Hey, or whenever they're exactly. We record every single. But Carter, what do you want to start with, man? What do we want to jump into first?
Let's do current.
Current. Okay, I'll roll down a little bit.
You want to start? You want to start at
5 to 1?
You want to start at 5 or?
Okay. So let's do 5 to 1.
Okay.
All right. You want to start off? Or you want me to?
Yeah, I can.
Quick, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, keep for the camera.
Paper, scissors, shoot. I'm going first, baby. I don't know. Number 5, Salvador Perez of the Kansas City Royals.
Okay.
Yes, he's currently having a down year statistically. He's batting .241 with 19 homers and 63 RBIs. Definitely a little different from the 48 home runs he hit last year, just slightly. But Sal, he's 32 years old. Something I found crazy about him, he has only hit double-digit home runs since being in the majors. He also hasn't batted below 240 besides one time in his career. So I know Sal isn't the best framer of the baseball and his defensive statistics are going down, but I still think offensively Sal's one of the best catchers in baseball.
Yeah, I agree. My number 5 was Adley Rutschman.
Oh, he made your top 5.
No. Rutschman hitting 250, 52 runs, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, and 45 walks, all within a couple months of him being up in the majors.
Oh, Carter.
Top 5 current catchers of this year. Yeah.
I love it. Number 4, I got Wilson Contreras from the Cubs. I know the Cubs didn't deal him at the deadline. Batting .244. He's not really known for being an average hitter. Leading catchers in home runs with 20. Leading catchers in slugging percentage at a .524. 53 RBIs. I'm surprised a team like the Mets didn't make a move for him this at the deadline, especially with kind of just how depleted the Mets catcher position is. But I like Wilson Contreras a lot, so he's my number 4.
My number 4. Salvador Perez.
There it is.
Like you said, I mean, he's just having a down year, but for a catcher and for Sal, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Kansas City, it's great seeing Salvi there. Hometown favorite, fan favorite. He's made the All-Star game a few times for sure.
Just a couple. Yeah,
I think 1 or 2 at least.
No, I think. Do you have the actual number by chance?
No.
I want to say it's like 7 or 8. I want to say,
right.
Or maybe 6 or 7. But number 3, Alejandro Kirk of the Toronto Blue Jays. You want to talk about a breakout? I didn't know that Alejandro Kirk broke out until I looked at his stats. Last year, he split time with Reese McGuire and Danny Jansen, only played 60 full games, hit .242 with 8 homers, 24 RBIs. This season, first off, man, makes the All-Star team, starting catcher for the All-Star team. I'm like, who is this catcher for the Blue Jays? This isn't Russell Martin. I've never heard of a competent catcher from the Blue Jays. No, but he's batting almost 300, 296, 12 homers, 48 RBIs, only struck out 42 times in almost 400 at-bats. I think he's the future catcher in Toronto. I think they obviously know that now. I know they were trying to figure it out between Jansen and Reese McGuire. Got a prospect we'll also talk about here in the later portion of the podcast. But Alejandro Kirk, I think he's only going to get better depending on his development in Toronto for sure. Which
Okay. My number 3 was Wilson Contreras. I feel like everything you said is true. I'm surprised he didn't get dealt to a bigger market team, especially like either team in New York that desperately needed a catcher at the time.
Yep.
But he's having a great year, probably one of his career years with Chicago. But yeah, Wilson Contreras.
I love it. I assume our 2 and 1 are probably just we'll see. JT Realmuto ranks as my number 2 catcher in baseball. 17 stolen bases so far this year. I mean, a catcher that can push the bases is absolutely amazing in my opinion. Batting .270, which is better than last season. 14 home runs, 337 OBP. So he's getting on base at a very high average. He's second in hits for the catcher position. Oh, yeah, the man has 5 triples. I wrote that in I literally wrote, oh, yeah, he also has 5 triples. How does a catcher have 5 triples?
He's got wheels.
Man's got wheels. I know it's not Carter force feeding you the Phillies this time. I will call myself out and I apologize, but Wilson, JT Realmuto is my number 2 catcher.
Well, to back up, force feeding the Phillies, my number 2 is also JT Realmuto.
Oh, if I'd have known.
Catcher with wheels, 17 stolen bases on the year. Always has 15 plus stolen bases. He's just quick, great fielding, good bat. Number 2.
Check off Carter talking about the Phillies on a podcast.
Yep.
Number 1 catcher in baseball, Los Angeles Dodgers, Will Smith. He's hitting .269.
Whoa!
I was like, at first I thought you were being for real, and I was like, wait, did I just completely forget about someone? But also, why is my lighting so bad? I'm sorry.
I can't believe you didn't go Austin Barnes here.
Austin Barnes. Oh my gosh. Who's the other catcher in LA? Is it Barnes?
Yeah, it's Austin Barnes.
Oh, are they still? They're not splitting time anymore. They can't with how good Smith is playing.
I think Austin Barnes is like a personal catcher.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kershaw or something.
Okay, so to get back to Will Smith, third in hits from catchers with at least 275 at-bats, second in home runs, 19 homers, first in RBIs with 75, a .472 slugging percentage at the prime age of 27, and in a huge market like LA, I think he's always going to be put in a spot to get RBIs and produce numbers. So I think with that, mixed with his age, mixed with how good he's already been playing, I think Will Smith has a chance to be the best catcher in baseball for a very long time.
Oh, agreed. He is also my number 1. 55 runs on the year, 49 walks on the year. Wow. I mean, he's not just swinging for the fences here. I mean, he's taking his walks when they're given to him.
Yeah,
he's hitting the ball everywhere else when he's not taking the walk. So
he's hitting that ball well.
Solid defensively, though. He's not, top level defensively, but he's definitely a solid defender.
Yeah, he's only played 4 years in the majors.
Seems like a lot. He's young.
He's 27.
Is he really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Note that Carter doesn't listen to me when I talk. It's okay. Carter, is that all you got for your top 5 catchers in baseball now?
Yeah, that was my top 5.
I love it. Are we moving all time?
All time.
Oh, I've loved this. I love this. I've been waiting for this one. From 5 to 1, run it back.
5 to 1.
Carter, since I won't embarrass you again by playing rock, paper, scissors. So if you would like to start us off from 5 to 1.
Number 5, Carlton Fisk.
Ooh.
269 career average, 376 home runs, 24 career 24 seasons. Forgot how to talk right there.
Words are hard.
24 years. He also had 1,300 RBIs, roughly 1,300 RBIs, 11-time All-Star, 1972 Rookie of the Year, 1 Gold Glove, and 3-time Silver Slugger. That was a lot. Carlton Fisk, number 5.
Number 5. I love the Fisk pick, but Johnny Bench. I had him slotted in as my 3, as actually my 2 slot, but once I get to my 2, you'll obviously understand why I had the swap. But he was the 1968 Rookie of the Year, 13 straight All-Star games, numerous awards. I could go on and on. He won the Gold Glove for the NL catchers from the year 1968 to 1977. I think that's absolutely wild. I know that the players of that era weren't to that standard, but a guy like Johnny Bench,
still, it's an accomplishment.
Exactly. Career 267 hitter, almost 400 career home runs, 389, 1,400 RBIs to end his career. He threw out 43% of his runners attempting to steal on him. Ooh. Johnny, the big red machine in Cincinnati? Is that what it was called? So. It wouldn't have been a thing without Pete Rose. Johnny Bench. I'm sorry. Look. Whoa.
Pete Rose probably could have caught. Not gonna lie.
No. So yeah, Johnny Bench.
My number 4 was Ivan Rodriguez.
Pudge.
296 career average, 311 home runs, roughly 1,300 RBIs, 20-year career, 1991 Rookie of the Year, 12-time Gold Glove winner, 7-time Silver Slugger, 1995 MP, and 13-time All-Star.
Look at that.
This guy was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite catchers of all time, for sure.
Gotta be. He's my go-to catcher in MLB The Show. I won't lie to you. For Diamond Dynasty, love his swing, but Pudge is a great pick. Number 4 kind of pains me that I have him this low, but excuse me. Buster Posey.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? Career 302 hitter, which I actually didn't know in his last season in 2021. At the age of 35, he hit 304 with 18 home runs. I don't know if anyone realized that or not, but
that's kind of what they were doing that year.
Oh yeah,
whenever
him, Bell,
the older vets, they were just carrying that
Crawford. Team. Oh, was Longo at third going off? That's gross. I'm sorry. I love it, but that's gross. 2010, Buster Posey won NL Rookie of the Year. The next season, tears his ACL at a play at the plate. I want to say I remember the video when I watched it as a kid. Exactly. He got plowed over. Leg got caught under him, tore his ACL. He then won Comeback Player of the Year that following year that he came back. He actually won 2 Comeback Player of the Year awards. I just found that out. Thought that was weird. 3-time World Series champ, 7-time All-Star, 1-time MVP. Again, for all these catchers, the awards are just going to go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Only won 1 Gold Glove. I thought that was a little odd.
That's shocking.
You would have guessed that he won a lot more, especially with how dominant he was for our portion of our childhood. But a career, I already went over his stats, but yeah. So Buster Posey, number 4.
Huh. Sadly, Buster did not make my top 5. I tried to slot him in at 5, but I just
couldn't. Oh, that hurts me.
Number 3.
Look at that.
Mike
he just moves
Piazza.
On. The pizza man.
308 career average. It's insane for a catcher. 427 home runs, 1,300 RBIs, 16-year career, 93 Rookie of the Year, 10-time Silver Slugger, and 11-time All-Star. He was a dominant catcher at the plate for sure.
Mm-hmm. He was that guy. Mike Piazza. Number 3, I got Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Obviously, Carter had him at 4, so I'm not going to go over those stats again. Only thing Carter did not mention, 2003 World Series champ with the Miami Marlins. Or no, was it with the Marlins? No, it was not. I don't think it was.
Rangers, question mark?
Oh, now I have to look it up. 2003 MLB World Series. Why did I think the Marlins? It was the Marlins. He was the catcher on the Marlins. I am a baseball fan.
For the Marlins.
I am a baseball fan. I knew it because I remember the play at the plate where he got plowed and then he comes up with the ball and he's holding onto it like this and he brings it out and he clutches like that. I'm a baseball guy. Sorry, I just other thing I had, he threw out 46% of the career players trying to steal on him, had defensively a 991 fielding percentage in a 21-year career. That's just absurd. absolutely absurd. So Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, number 3.
My number 2 was Johnny Bench. We already talked about him. You had him at 4?
5.
5. You had him at 5.
5.
Johnny Bench, though, he's such a icon in the baseball world, especially during that time and even now.
Mm-hmm.
10-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time MVP. I mean, you went over his stats. He's had an impressive career. So,
yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2, I got Pete Rose on here. Holds the record for the most games played, 3,562. Holds the record for most hits, 4,256 among catchers. 17-time All-Star, MVP award winner, Rookie of the Year, 3-time World Series champ, 3-time batting title, 2-time Gold Glove award winner. Pete Rose was just that guy. I mean, outside, you take away the betting on baseball. I don't know how. I know where Carter stands on it, but actually, it might have changed with the look on your face. But Pete Rose, I think, would arguably the best catcher. You could argue him as the best catcher in baseball, and I wouldn't argue it just because of how good of a career he had. 303 hitter, 160 home runs. He only struck out over 100 times once in a 24-year career.
Oof.
For a catcher, that's wild.
Yeah. He definitely should be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
You switched sides.
I think Pierre should be in the Hall of Fame.
When did you switch sides?
I always thought he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Then we won't get
Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
So number 1 catcher, Carter.
My number 1. To be honest, I forgot about Pete Rose.
I was gonna say, did Pete Rose not make your top 5? So number 2 is where Bench was slotted in at. So we had Bench at 2, but I saw Pete Rose and I was like, oh shoot, yeah, he's 2.
Yeah, I forgot about him. My number 1 all time, Yogi Berra.
I thought you were going to get
285 average, 358 home runs, 1,400 RBIs, 19-year career, 3-time MVP, 16-time All-Star. Right? 16-time All-Star. Sorry, my notes seem to have gotten a bit mixed up there. But 16-time All-Star, Yogi Berra. Another icon. Every baseball fan knows Yogi Berra.
One of those names.
Mm-hmm.
What would you know? He's a Yankee. I love that. I wanted to put Yogi in my top 5 really bad. I really wanted to, but I was like, I'm just so out of touch with that era of baseball that I wasn't going to touch it. So my number 1, Carter's already mentioned him, Mike the Pizza Man Piazza. I know it's a stretch calling him the best catcher in baseball history, but I mean, like Carter said, the dude just went off. If you didn't hear,
mashed baseballs.
He hit at least 34 or more home runs in his first 10 full seasons of the MLB. I just want you to think about that. 10 seasons straight, his full 162 games, he hit over 34 home runs every single year. That's all it is.
That's awesome. That is insane.
Right? There were some of these stats that I found out that I was just like, how did I not know this? Like, why isn't this more publicly known?
Mm-hmm.
All I can think about is Mike
kept
Piazza
this a secret forever.
in that black Mets jersey, like a night game. Oh, I love it. I love it. But Carter, top 5 catchers under the age of 23. I know you don't have
to. You're gonna have to go first. I
was gonna say I'm gonna give you time to kind of get a feel for it. You let me know, but I can start. Go from 5 to 1. Gabriel Moreno. He slots in at number 5. He's a number 2 catcher prospect in baseball for the Toronto Blue Jays. At the age of 18, where the Blue Jays found him, he was hitting .413 in the Gulf Coast League. They then picked that man up real quick. Last summer, he kind of broke out, hit .373 in AA. Currently sitting in AAA, I want to say. He had a little stint in the major leagues as well in the COVID season. Gabriel Moreno, absolute beast.
My number 5 is going to be a guy actually just got traded this year.
Ooh.
Gosh, my mic cord is in the way. Guy who just got traded this year, Shea Langeliers. I talked about him in one of our earlier podcasts during the trade deadline, but he got traded from Atlanta to Oakland, and he is now one of the top prospects. He might even be on the major league roster in Oakland right now. Oh, no, he is. I remember I talked about him getting his first
his
major league hit the other day.
Yeah, we talked about that on Weekly.
But yeah, I mean, he was tearing the ball up in minor league baseball, hitting this year in minor league baseball. He hit 283 with 19 home runs and 56 RBIs and 876 OPS. That's just crazy, in my opinion.
That's solid.
He had a great year in the minors this year.
Yeah. Kevin Parada slots in at my number 4 slot. Catcher for the Mets. The second catcher in the Mets prospect that's in the top 5, or actually top 10. I'm sorry. I want to say Parada slots in at 7. Could be wrong. But he was taken with the 11th pick in the 2022 draft. Jumped up in rankings after hitting 26 home runs at Georgia Tech. Has struggled a little bit in the minors. I want to say he was batting the low 200s. Not a lot of pop yet, but I think it's going to come with time. But Kevin Parada, I think he's the long-term option for the Mets at the catcher position.
My number 4 is going to be. Let's go Logan O'Hope. Catching prospect out of Philadelphia. He's 22 years old.
Foursome.
Force beating the Phillies.
Always.
He's got in minor league career, he's got 153 runs, 268 hits, 46 home runs, 168 RBIs, and a career minor league average of 272. So this guy, if JT Realmuto wasn't there, this guy would probably be there.
Be the starting catcher for the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Number 3, I got Henry Davis of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Number 1 pick in the 2021 draft. I know a lot of people kind of remembered him out of Louisville. First catcher taken number 1 overall since Adley Rutschman. I know it's kind of not that far apart, but catchers going 1 to me is a little bit different than, obviously, I'm a bigger NFL guy, but kind of different for me. But he had 370 with 15 home runs his final season at Louisville. I didn't get to get his major league numbers. I apologize for that, but Henry Davis slots in at number 3.
My number 3 is Luis Campusano, a guy who's currently in a platoon role in San Diego, splitting time with Jorge Alfaro and Austin Nola on the odd occasion.
When did they get Austin Nola?
They've had Austin Nola, the catcher. Aaron Nola's.
I've just been out of the loop. Has he always been on the Padres?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Probably.
For some reason,
he hasn't always been a catcher.
Okay, I knew that.
He switched to catching. That kind of saved his career. But.
Okay, I was going to say, for some reason, I thought he was in, I don't know where I thought he was actually, but I didn't know he was in San Diego. I'll say that.
Luis Campusano. His career minor league stats are 429 hits. He's currently in the majors right now, as I said before, but 51 home runs, 251 RBIs, and a career minor league average of 301. He had a crazy year in 2019. Sorry, that just caught my eye. He hit 325 in 2019 in the minors. Yeah, Luis Campusano. I just thought of somebody that's going to be an honorable mention.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy. Number 2, I got Harry Ford of the Seattle Mariners. 19-year-old, drafted right out of high school. He was the number 1 catcher prospect in the 2020 recruiting class. He was above Henry Davis, who we just mentioned from the Pirates, who went number 1 overall. Mariners held a what's it called? Individual workout. So it was a pre-draft workout. It was just with Harry Ford. He then fell to them in the 12th pick. They drafted him. Haven't looked back since. Harry Ford, I think he's the future. I know it's weird with straight high schoolers getting drafted because there's a lot more development that goes into it, but I think I like what I've seen out of Harry Ford, especially with tape. Sorry.
Okay. My number 2 will be MJ Melendez. Had to keep the hometown boy. He's actually, would you say he's splitting time? So
no, not at all.
No.
I mean, if you consider like once a week, but if Sal's available to catch, he'll catch 90% of the games. They'll stick in.
But MJ is the solid backup and the definitive future catcher for the Royals. He's 23 years old. He's in the majors right now, hitting 224, 14 home runs, 46 RBIs. He's playing every day, whether that be in the outfield, third base, or catching.
Everyday leadoff.
Yeah, everyday leadoff. He could be DHing as well. MJ Melendez.
I was going to wait till the end of the podcast to say this, but I mean, these guys, MJ would have made it, but, I did say catchers under the age of 23, so my bad. And also, the guy that you mentioned first is not under the age of 23. That guy for the A's, just want to bring that up, just to call Carter out, because he would call me out. Number one, I got second Mets catcher I'm going to talk about, Francisco Alvarez, the muscle hamster. I know I've mentioned his name good amount of times on this podcast. I'm a very big fan of him. Number one prospect in all of baseball. He was the 13th ranked international prospect coming out of the 2018-2019 wave. He's already matched his home run total of last season of 24. Currently sitting in AAA, hitting under 200. So he struggled making the jump from AA to AAA, but defensively, absolutely terrible. He's been working on becoming an average catcher, by his words. So I wouldn't be surprised if they move him to first base, or with the universal DH. That's also an option, especially with Pete Alonso there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's why Kevin Prada, in my opinion, was the future Mets catcher. And that's why Alvarez, I think, will be moving somewhere else, maybe DH.
Okay. It's kind of interesting with them potentially moving to an automated strike zone here in the future. So framing,
yes,
you won't have to worry about framing here in a couple of years.
Very true. But it's also a very big thing with the automatic strike zone as well.
My number one was Henry Davis.
Oh, there it is.
22 years old. He meets the standards.
How didn't you have the number one prospect in baseball in your top 5 catchers?
Who?
The guy I just mentioned from the Mets, Francisco Alvarez.
Well, I figured you'd pick him. So.
I did pick him at 1. And I also picked Henry Davis. No, I'm just playing with you. I just want to mess with you. I'm sorry.
Hey, Henry Davis, number 1. There we go. He's been solid. He, like you said, first round draft. Was he first round draft pick?
First overall.
First overall pick. Got that. First overall pick by the Pirates. He's the future catcher for them, obviously. But
Jacob Stallings is a beast.
He can sit behind Jacob Stallings for a couple of years. Not even that, but
no.
He's going to be a guy that they rebuild the organization around for sure. Henry Davis.
Who's your honorable mention? I'm curious on that one.
I don't have one.
You just said you had an honorable mention.
Well, it was going to be Henry Davis.
So who's going to be your number 1?
Well, you see, I thought Adley Rutschman was younger than he was.
How old's Adley? 25?
24.
24? I want to say that catcher from the A's, Shane Langelier, I think he's 24, 25 maybe. But I respect
Adley Rutschman. I mean, everybody knows him. Adley Rutschman's in my top 5. I talked about him earlier in this podcast.
Best young catcher in baseball, I'd say. If you could start a franchise.
He had the most hype, like the top prospect for years. The Orioles called him up. So.
A switch hitting catcher that hits for power. What? When have we ever heard of something like that? I love that. But if you could start a franchise day 1 right now, you get a call from the MLB. So you get one catcher from any MLB team to start a franchise with today. You're moving to Vegas because we don't have a team in Tennessee, because we had talked about an expansion team in Tennessee. The Nashville, I don't know, Smoky Mountains. Who is your starting catcher day 1? Carter Webb, you're on the clock.
Do I have criteria for this?
No criteria whatsoever. You can have above the age of 25. You can have above the age of 30 if you'd like. But this is your number 1 pick to start a franchise with catcher position.
Catcher wise. Adley Rutschman.
Adley's the pick.
Adley. The Royals fan of me wanted to pick MJ Melendez.
I thought you were going to. I thought you were going to pick MJ, but Adley, he's got to be the pick. I mean, I don't think there's another catcher in baseball that has the ceiling that Adley's capable of having.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got that S tier ceiling.
Oh, I'd agree wholeheartedly. How many years till he's the best catcher in baseball?
He's the best catcher in baseball. Are you talking like
in all of baseball?
All of baseball?
All of baseball. He's the number one catcher regarded by as the number one catcher in baseball. No, Will Smith is 27.
10 years.
You're okay. That's just blasphemy. I'm going 3 or 4. 4 years, Baltimore, Adley Rutschman, face of baseball.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Not the face, but like one of those guys. Sorry.
But Carter, the face of baseball.
He will be the next Mike Trout. He is the next Mike Piazza.
I can see it, definitely.
Oh, first little position breakdown. I enjoyed this. This was fun. This was different.
Yeah.
I know we threw a lot of stats at you guys, so I mean, I apologize about that, but talking baseball, it's a lot of just stats. Mm-hmm. But you got to stare at Carter's pretty face this whole time, so he even did. Oh, look at that! Look at Carter. Golly.
Got anything else?
I do not. Let me check my notes. Sometimes I write like weird things just to like mention. Mm-hmm. No, I don't got anything. You got anything else?
This up on the Instagram, on the TikTok, on the Facebooks, on the Twitters.
They're all plural.
On the YouTubes.
Posted.
And the Spotify. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. You're missing one. You're missing a big one.
Snapchat.
Twitter,
Instagram.
Nope, missing a real big one.
Oh gosh, I'm bad. TikTok.
Wow, he's not gonna say it.
But what are we missing?
Big Cartel / the 816 hour. Get your t-shirts, get your pins. Merch. Watch out. We got big things coming. Carter had a great idea for some new Spooktober merch that we're trying to get in the works right now. Getting some stuff ironed out. But folks, it's a good time to be a fan of the 816 hour. That's all I have to say. Very good time. Carter?
Got anything else?
Send us home. I don't got anything else. We out?
All right, guys. We are out. Peace.